Morning guys and welcome to DownieLive. I'm Michael and today I'm here at the top of this incredible kicking horse resort this morning. This sunrise is incredible. It's an inversion going on right now, which means it's a high pressure system holding in the low pressure system in the mountains. So the temperatures are reversed. It's actually colder in the valley than it is at the top of the mountain. And you get that really cool fog cloud effect going on. And the sun just rose. It's amazing. But today we're going behind the scenes to see how they work in a kitchen at 8,000 feet. How do they run a whole restaurant at the top of the mountain without running water, etc. And for those of you that are already subscribers, thanks very much. It's good to have you back. But for those of you that are new to DownieLive, I go behind the scenes all the time. So consider subscribing if you make it to the end of this video. Give it a like and let's get started. So behind me right there is the Eagle Eye restaurant, and it sits completely alone at the top of the Kicking Horse Resort. The only problem is you have to get food to it and everything to cook with. This is Nassim, the head chef up here?
Yes, I am.
Great. We are at Canada's most elevated restaurant.
Yes, we are. We're sitting at 2,400 feet.
What are some of the challenges that you have by working up here?
The altitude, of course. Baking up here is more challenging than at sea level, of course. Water don't boil at the same temperature. Things takes longer to heat. Things longer to proof. Also, getting our food up here is a challenge every day. We need our food get delivered at the base, get put in carts, spend the night in the day lodge. They get carried to the gondola base in the morning.
Yeah.
It takes 15 minutes up in the gondola. It's moved up here on the skidoo and then it makes its way to the restaurant.
Just to get food to the restaurant.
Absolutely. And you know what's the most exciting about it?
What?
We cannot come here whenever we want. We have only access to the gondola from maybe 8:30 a.m. till about 4:30 to 5 p.m.
So at 5 p.m. everyone has to be on the gondola and out.
Actually, sometimes even 4:30 if there's maintenance happening on the gondola. So we basically have to be here, get ready within 2 hours, do a whole service, and then clean, organize the place for next day within an hour.
Within an hour?
Within an hour on a daily basis. For the next 4 months and a half.
So the first thing I noticed was you had staff here taking the carts in right away because you can't, like you said, you can't have fruit sitting out here and freezing.
Absolutely, and actually in winter it's much easier because our only concern is the cold. But in summertime we're at the top of the mountain, so we can have bears, birds, raccoons, all kind of wildlife after our food.
Yeah.
So we need to pay a good attention at what we're doing. So basically our food gets backed up here with the sled, and then we need to get all these carts in, empty as fast as possible, then have them here ready to go back down to the base for next day shipping.
That's amazing. I mean, and if you ever forget anything, that means you can't just run to the back and get it. You've left it at the bottom. That's at least a half-an-hour trip.
Absolutely. So there's not much room for error up here.
No. What's this?
This is the compressor room. Basically, this is where the basic mechanics to keep our fridge and freezers working. Okay. As you can see, with the altitude, we need to have a permanent heating up here to keep our equipment from freezing. And at the same time, we need to have a cooling system here for our equipment not to overheat. So working with temperature is our
difficult.
It's not difficult. It's a challenge. It's challenging. It's challenging.
All right, I like that.
But we succeed, I think.
Yeah, it seems like you guys do so far. So we're back upstairs in the kitchen area, and the rest of this looks like a normal restaurant kitchen too.
Absolutely. So we have actually a really nice setup. It looks small, but it's pretty
efficient.
Efficient. On this side, we have our cold side. Basically, they look after desserts and salad, our garde-manger side.
Oh yeah.
Here we have our baker Jessica plating some amazing deconstructed apple pies.
Ooh.
Yes. We are never shy on Canadian Club butter and cream up here. Woo. Homemade bacon jam to go with our chicken paninis.
Bacon jam?
Yeah.
Wow, this might just have become my favorite jam. Okay.
And then on this side, we have our hot side team, our amazing sous chef, Christelle, running the show for this lunch.
I'm super impressed, but I think I'm gonna have to try some of this food and see what the restaurant is like, because as amazing as it is in here, the view out there is what brings people here.
You should try our steak. We always serve the best Angus beef, AAA from Alberta, aged 40 days. With the best gravy you can find in this valley.
Who knew you had a salesman in the kitchen? I love it. Sounds good to me.
Go try your steak.
All
You
right.
won't regret.
I will. Watch your step. Okay, guys, I'm here with Travis, who's the utilities ops manager guy.
You got it, yeah.
Nailed it. And he's going to show us around, because one of the other interesting things about running a restaurant on top of a mountain is dealing with water.
All right, yeah. So we're just in the basement of the Eagle's Eye restaurant, and this is where our big water tanks are for the restaurant water, as well as fire suppression for the building. So each of these tanks is 2,000 gallons. So we have 6,000 gallons of water sitting here, and it's pumped from far down below the mountain in Crystal Bowl.
Duck the rope. That's when you know you're getting real exclusive access, when you go under the rope.
I believe we are 1,000 meters above the village. I think we're just a little over 1,000 meters of berg.
Right. So essentially, that's a long way to pipe water. So you guys have put in a well.
You got it. So yeah, that's it. That's the wellhead there. 90 meters down. There's a pump. It pumps from here up a 2-inch line, buried all the way up to the restaurant.
Okay, so what do you mean that's the well? Like, normally people think of those like traditional big rock stone well with like a bucket at the top on a rope that goes down. This is...
Yeah, so this is just basically like an 8-inch piece of steel, and then it changes to plastic PVC perforated pipe. So we actually had like a drill truck came up and drilled and put in all this pipe.
I had no idea wells could be this narrow, but it makes sense. You just have to tap into the water.
That's right.
And pull it out.
So there's an aquifer down there. You just tap into the
like freshwater
aquifer
supply flowing
That's right.
through.
Yeah, so then we monitor, this is the well level right now, so that's how much water is sitting on top of the pump.
And then they pump the well water here. And do you guys treat it at all?
We do not treat it at all. It's right out of the mountain. It's the best water in the world. It's fresh and clean, and we get all kinds of compliments on it. You want to see the wastewater plant, or?
Yeah, sure. So this is sort of the unspoken area, the thing that no one wants to talk about, but wastewater is just as much an issue up here as everything else.
That's right, so when everybody's done with the drinking water, it all ends up here. So the wastewater is basically aerated and biologically stabilized, and the sludge and solids are pumped to a tank. The clear water is left in a diffuser out the backside of the mountain. The waste, like there's waste solids that we fill a tank, and that we fill that up over the winter. A pumper truck drives up here in the summer, and we pump it out. We're ready for the next year. This place can get really overwhelmed with a lot of use, so it's our job to make it so it doesn't smell up here, basically, and that we're making sure that we're releasing a safe, clean product back to the environment.
I have to tell you, it really doesn't smell in there at all, to be honest. That was
I know everybody always
better than I expected. Yeah, no, that was fine. That's a good sign. My dad always used to say you can judge a restaurant based on the bathrooms, and if that's any indication, then this restaurant's going to be great.
And a ribeye steak.
And the chef recommends the steak. You get the steak. Well, they all said that cooking at altitude has its challenges. I would never have known by eating this. Amazing. And you can't go wrong with this view. Guys, this is Mel. She's a front of house manager here at the restaurant. And did I see your bartender hand out sunglasses at the bar?
Yes, you did. It's very bright up here. They like to sit there and enjoy the view, and we hand out sunglasses.
It's very clever. This actually makes a lot of sense if you don't want to wear your goggles at lunch. Travis just said it. This whole episode has been about stuff that I would never think about. You know, it's a restaurant. We all know how that works. You know how to turn on your tap and get water, not at the top of a mountain. What is it, 8,000 feet? 7,700 feet. Very complications, but it goes flawlessly up here. All thanks to Travis and the rest of the team. Well, guys, as I said earlier, if you're not already subscribed, you can click my face now to subscribe, because I go behind the scenes all over the place, and I don't know where I'm going next, but I know I want you there with me. So until next time, see ya.